First thing I want to do is start my end cap inspection. So I'm going to first check my seat belt. I want to make sure it's properly mounted, secured, not damaged. It latches and unlatches. Then I'm going to check for my fire extinguisher. Should be properly mounted, secured, not damaged, properly rated, fully charged. And I'm looking for my 3 red reflector triangles. Make sure it's properly mounted, secured, not damaged, none are missing. I'm gonna check my glove box for my extra circuit breakers and fuses. All right, now I'm going to do a safe start. My safe start, I'm going to turn my key to accessory mode. Wait on my ABS light to come on and go off. I'm going to make sure my vehicle's in neutral. Make sure my parking brakes is pulled. Then I'm going ahead and push my clutch down and go ahead and start my vehicle. All right, Mr. Examiner, I'm going ahead and check all my gauges and needles. I want to make sure all my gauges and needles are properly mounted, secured, not damaged, and they all begin to rise into the normal operating range. I got my voltmeters gauge, which should read between 12 and 14. I have my oil pressure gauge, my temperature gauge, and I have my 2 air pressure gauges, which should read between 120 to 140, and that's when my governor should shut off. Now I'm gonna check all 4 indicators. I have my left indicator, my right indicator, my full-way flasher indicator. I want to make sure they're working properly. Bring myself out to my horn. I want to check both horns. I want to make sure both horns are properly mounted, secured, not damaged, and they're working. I have my city horn. I have my highway horn. All right. Then I'm going to check my mirrors, all my mirrors, and make sure they all are properly mounted, secured, not damaged, clean and clear, and they are adjusted for me, the driver. Then I'm going to check my windshield. I want to make sure my windshield is properly mounted, secured, not damaged. I want to make sure that there are no cracks, no debris, and no illegal stickers. Then I'm going to check my windshield wiper, arms, and blades. I want to make sure they're properly mounted, secured, not damaged. Works on all speeds. And I must have washer fluid. Last but not least is my heat and defrost controllers. I want to make sure they're properly mounted, secured, not damaged. Work on all speeds. And I must have defrost, and I have heat. All right, Mr. Examiner, now I'll begin my series of brake tests. The first brake check I'm gonna do is my trailer brakes. So what I'm gonna do is put my foot on the clutch, put the vehicle in first gear. I'm going to press in my parking brake, ease off the clutch until I get a tiny tug. All right, put the clutch back down. Now I'm going to check my parking brake. So I'm going to pull my parking brake in, press my trailer brake in, and again, ease off the clutch. And I should get a tiny tug. All right, push the clutch back down. Now, Mr. Examiner, I'm going to do a service brake check. So I'm going to go ahead and press in my yellow, double check my red. Without touching the steering wheel, I'm going to ease off my clutch. I'm going to roll 5 miles an hour. I'm going to apply the clutch and the service brake. All right, my vehicle should not shift left and right. All right, now, Mr. Examiner, I like to do an air leak check. But before I do my air leak check, I have to build my air pressure up to govern the cutoff, which should happen between 120 to 140. So I'm going to put my vehicle in neutral, give it a little fuel. I'm listening for the sneeze. Cut it back to accessory mode. I'm going to hold my foot on the brake for 1 minute, and I shouldn't lose no more than 4 psi within that 1 minute. Mr. Examiner, could you time me? The examiner going to say yes. You're going to go ahead and hold your foot on the brake. He's going to count down. Yay, 60. Okay. Now, Mr. Examiner, I'm going to fan my brakes, and before my air pressure drops below 55 psi, I should get a warning light and buzzer. That's my warning light and buzzer. I will continue to fan my brakes and around 40 psi, both my parking and trailer brakes will pop out. All right, Mr. Diamond, both valves have popped out. That concludes my end cap inspection. Do tell your